Richard released a screenshot of this, and that's something that during the conference he was talking about it. He was reading the dev notes, and he was talking about the Testnet V3. And the whole time I was hoping, oh, please pan the camera, please put it on the screen and show us. And then a couple days later, what do you know? He released a screenshot, and it's got a few tabs here: the PulseX tab, PulseChain, PulseBridge. So it looks like a bridge built into, I guess this is the staking portal or the PulseChain portal for Testnet V3. Sacrifice checker, become a validator, learn about staking. All these help buttons here, more stats. APR, we're not sure where that's going to be yet. Validators, we're not sure how many there'll be. Just being able to see this and be able to switch. It looks like you can switch between networks and stuff here. I don't know. What are you all most excited about when you saw the screenshot?
Progress. Documented.
Got the Obama fist in your progress.
Yeah, progress.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just a confirmation that
change.
It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming, and all the people who are just like, Richard, give money back, refund. It's like, I don't know how you can literally think in your mind that it's not going to launch. Like we've just been strung along for 2 or 3 years, and Richard's gonna be like, oh, actually, it was just too hard. Just like CFD token, it was just too hard. It's just not going to do it. That is just the most ludicrous idea I've ever heard. I think just the bear market gets people into the cycle of let me think negative thing and try to prove myself how can be correct. I don't get it.
I think people invested money that they shouldn't have. And seeing all of the nasty crap that has happened, FTX, Celsius, the list goes on and on and on of the rug pulls and stuff like that. I mean, if you're in a position where you're like, oh my God, I needed that money. It was supposed to come in 2 weeks, 2 months, whatever iteration of 2 there is. And all of this bad stuff has happened. People just go down the rabbit hole of negative thoughts. And I think that's what happens. And then, of course, it feeds on each other. You go to Twitter and you see somebody else. I mean, I see a comment here about all the RH haters that have come up in the last 90 days. It's the negative energy feeds on the negative energy, which creates more negative energy. And it's a cycle, and people get swept up into it. If you read the book, I know RHMax, you like talking about books, reality transurfing. It's a giant pendulum. Twitter is a giant pendulum. The Hex ecosystem is a giant pendulum. And if it gets you, it's got you.
Sir, what do you think, Ben? What has been the most, when you saw the screenshot, were you happy? Were you sad? Were you progress? What were you?
I was pretty, I guess I was a little indifferent, because it's like every time I've gotten excited, my hopes have been crushed. So I'm just like, I'm like, cool. But I made in my last weekly update video, which was titled PulseChain's never launching, we're all doomed. Very nice clickbait. Very nice clickbait title. Yeah. I said how I feel like it's never going to launch because it's just taken so long and it keeps getting delayed and delayed. And that's how I felt, like I said earlier, when I had no electricity. I felt the same way. I felt like I'm never getting electricity. But obviously, and so the point I made in the video was that your feelings don't dictate the truth. Like, your feelings often lie to you. And I think that's what's going on here, is like people are feeling all this type of way. They're like, oh, I feel like this. Oh, and they're going down the emotional rabbit hole, like you guys are saying. And yeah, I mean, there's reality and then there's like your feelings, and I think it's all good. Just gotta wait.
Facts don't. You keep saying feelings, and I keep thinking of facts don't care about your feelings.
Yeah, exactly.
Facts don't care about your feelings. Yeah, that's true. What I want to touch on that because I saw this in the comments. And Ben, when you said, when I saw the tweet, you were indifferent, and honestly, I was like frustrated because I'm like, doggone it, I don't get my paycheck till next week, and I've got this like list of limit orders that I just put in yesterday, and of course now it's pumping. I'm like, ugh. So I was frustrated. I would honestly love to see one more candle down, very selfishly, so I can fill some limit orders, as I was talking about early dollar cost averaging, because I want a bigger bag of Hex before the hype cycle comes in. So